opportunity to sing off key, live out my pop star dreams, and force the captive audience to watch me perform. Kind of like what we're doing here right now. And I have a really eclectic taste in music. So, I'll get done singing a song like Don't Stop Believing, and inevitably, some drunk white girl named, Ryder, will come up to me and say, "Oh my God, that was so good. You know what you should sing next? Janet Jackson, Cardi B, Beyonce, insert any woman of color artist." And I'm like, cool, so if I need to do single ladies, I'm gonna need Becky over there to sing the white national anthem. And I see a number of you in the audience, so please feel free to sing along. I know you know the words. Sweet Caroline, bum, 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 all the whiteys are turned on. Yeah. So I recently got a booster. Yeah, that's a thing that I did. And it's been so bizarre with this vaccine. The symptoms are all over the place. You used to go and get the flu shot and it was understood your arm was gonna be sore, you'd be okay in a couple of days. But with these vaccines, symptoms are all over the place. We've got someone being like, I didn't have anything. I was back to my Peloton within 2 hours. And another person's like, I've been out with a fever for 5 days. So it got me thinking, if we don't actually know what the symptoms are, then why not start blaming the vaccine for anything we want to get out of, right? It's a great excuse. So you could be like, I was gonna go to work today, but then I got vaxxed. I was gonna pay my rent, but then I got vaxxed. I would have attended your Zoom wedding, but I got vaxxed. Hey, yeah, I got vaxxed, cause I got vaxxed. I'm triple vaxxed. Yeah. Another thing that's been happening during the pandemic is I spent a lot of it working from home. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And we've started this hybrid work schedule, so I'm going back to the office more often. And it's given me a lot of anxiety because I get really nervous that I'm gonna forget how to hold my farts in. See, when I was working from home, I could just hit the mute button on Zoom and let those ass bombs rip. Turns out you can't silence them in the office. And I'm a vegetarian, so those farts are extra ripe. If you see me making my way to the ladies' room tonight, go across the street, you'll be better off. So yeah, it's nothing like beans, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts to change the vibe of the room. So while my colleagues are gathered around the water cooler catching up on their weekends, I'll be over there doing Beethoven's Fifth out the backside in the parking lot. Yeah. And with this hybrid option, and now that things have opened up, sometimes I like a change of scenery, so I'll take my work to a local coffee shop. And I live in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. If you're not familiar with the Upper East Side, people who look like me don't live in the Upper East Side. Let's see, this is more the aesthetic here. So I went to a local coffee shop one day and I sat down with my MacBook Pro, my falafel omelet, and my oat milk latte, the brunch of hipsters. And I was minding my business, getting my work done, when some middle-aged white lady comes in the restaurant, looks me dead in the eye and says, "Excuse me, can I get some help around here?" This bitch thought I worked there. I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm a hospital administrator. I'm doing important work here." So I call back to the kitchen to my sister and I say, "Hey, can you help this lady out?" Some brown people work in restaurants. You ever heard that saying, "I feel like I've been hit by a bus"? I've actually been hit by a bus. And I did it all wrong, because if it was like the New York City Metro, I'd be a millionaire. But this was in Cancun. Yeah. So I left with a mangled body and some coupons to send your frogs. And you might be wondering, how does one get hit by a bus in Cancun? Well, I'll tell you. I was walking down the sidewalk when this city bus comes flying like a bat out of hell and takes me out like I'm a hooker in Grand Theft Auto. Then it comes to a stop and the driver, this Mexican Ricky Bobby, gets off the bus and he's like, the hospital. I'll give you some cash. How about my firstborn? And I'm like, sir, you are not Wayne Brady, and this is not Let's Make a Deal. I am taking an ambulance to the hospital. And sure enough, I did. And I received amazing VIP treatment. Turns out that's just what functional healthcare looks like. Yeah, I left there with pain meds, a sling, and some Botox. No, that last part's not true. This is all natural. And I wanted to bring it back to, Bradford and Sean, hey, how you doing? How's your Valentine's Day weekend going? When did you boys know that you were gay? When you met him. How romantic. And you found out an hour ago. In this 8-year relationship, you're just realizing that you like men. Okay. Must be an interesting sex life. Here's the thing. I've always known that I was straight. It was very clear. My first crush was this really laid-back guy who did martial arts and loved pizza. And sure, he was a green cartoon turtle, but don't tell me you didn't want Michelangelo to cowabunga all over you. And then when I was 3 years old, I was convinced I was going to marry Ted Danson. I just wanted to go anywhere Sam Malone knew my name. But the man who's always had my heart, Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, and he could still get it at 180 or however old he is. Have you seen the way that guy moves his hips? Mary, let's get things poppin'. Chitty chitty bang bang me right now. Dick, diagnosis murder. My vagina. Murder my vagina. Hey, you all have been a great crowd. Get up for Miss Tehran! What up, Laugh Factory? Yes!
Chitty chitty bang bang this vagina. That's the future. That is the future. That is the future. That is someone's future mom. That is